morning, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday Swim Show. I'm Kevin Cargill. This is Matt Murphy, and we're at Emory University in the very, very nice Madeline Jude Brown Aquatic Center, home of the Emory Eagles, also home to a lot of Division III national championships. A few weeks ago, though, Matt, it was home to the Madeline Jude Brown Invite.
That's right, Kevin. The 2012 MJB proved again to be another fast meet. We had 24 teams here, and a lot of state cuts were achieved, both by swimmers and divers. Congratulations to the Marist team for bringing home the first place trophy in both the men's and women's division. And now let's take a look at some of the individual champions from this year's 2012 MJB. With about 4 weeks to go to the state championship, a lot of counties are starting to hold their county championships, and the Sunday Swim Show was at the Fulton County Championships just yesterday, which is a very exciting meet with lots of fast swimming, lots of great diving. Take a look at some of the results.
Emory University, home of the Emory Eagles, three-time Division III defending national champions. And we thought, what best way to step outside of interviewing Division I head coaches than to talk to a five-time national champion head coach in John Howell. John let us know how this facility is specifically designed for his athletes and his take on high school swimming. It was very interesting. Matt Murphy took a second to catch up with him.
Well, we cater to a very specific type of student athlete, and the swimmers that we get are serious about swimming and they want to pursue that at the highest level, but they don't want to sacrifice anything academically to do it. So I think what we do really well here is we provide a balance between swimming and academics, but it's a real high-level committed balance. So our students all graduate in 4 years. They can take any class they want to take. We've led the country in every academic benchmark over the last dozen years or so. And so we really make an effort to try to work with each athlete individually, and we build the swimming schedule around their class schedule. So it's a little bit of a different perspective and a little bit of a different philosophy, but it really caters to the group that we have here. Well, one of the things I think is a hallmark of our program is it's a really, really close community, and it's very much a combined men's and women's team. And so that support network is a big part of who we are. And what I try to do freshman year is I give them the option of rooming with a swimmer or room with a non-athlete. So I try not to dictate that for them. With that said, most of them want to live together, and they enjoy living together. So I help set that up for them freshman year. And there's several new dorms on campus that are right behind the pool. And this year we have our freshman house in one of the two new dorms that are right behind the pool. And then after freshman year, it's really up to them. And again, they have to stay on campus. Sophomore year, For about the last 10 years or so, they've all blocked a hall together as a class sophomore year. And then as upperclassmen, again, they tend to stay on campus, but their options open up, and so there may be an off-campus house here of summers, a suite in an apartment, on campus in another location. So they tend to stick pretty close together throughout the 4 years. Well, we are an NCAA Division III university, so therefore we cannot offer athletic aid. That's an NCAA rule. So all our students are funded one of two ways. The need-based financial aid, which is based on family income and federal forms that the family fills out, FAFSA and Profile, the two federal forms, and tax returns. And so that's based on their demonstrated need. And the other possibility for funding would be through academic merit money, which is extremely competitive at Emory. It has to be much higher than the average incoming profile, but I do have some swimmers that are on academic merit money as well. So a majority of my team is on some sort of funding, but it really varies quite a bit from family to family and individual to individual, and swimming really plays no role in that process. There is tutoring available, and I would say freshmen and sophomores tap into that the most. We do not have an athletic-specific advisor. Every freshman is assigned an advisor freshman year, and then once you declare your major, you select an advisor throughout your major. And again, this is a little bit of a different academic environment than some places out there. Our goal is really to provide an environment where they can thrive academically, but the students that we have are very motivated. They want to do well academically. So study halls, a required study hall is not really productive for our group. They're going to study, and they're better off choosing when and where they study as opposed to me making them sit down in a room for 2 hours, 3 times a week. So it's definitely an academic environment. They are true student athletes, and it's a very close balance between the academics and the athletics. And I think they're equally serious about both. But if push comes to shove, the academics probably wins out here. Our training program is very individualized. So what I do is I meet individually with every swimmer at the beginning of each season, and we collaborate together and come up with a training plan that we think makes the most sense for them. And part of that is going to involve what they've done in the past, and we'll often tap into club or high school coaches that know the swimmer well, especially freshman year, to get some input. And part of it's also going to revolve around what they're taking academically in their academic schedule too, because we build the swimming schedule around that. So I believe in looking outside of just the 3-block sprint, middle distance model, and really looking at what each swimmer needs to move forward and to thrive in this environment. And that may change from year to year as well, because who they are as a swimmer as a senior may be very different than who they were as a freshman, and their academic schedule changes as they go through things. So we very much break into specialty groups. It's not uncommon for us to maybe have 6 or 7 different specialty groups in the water during a given practice, and the yardage can vary quite a bit. I may have a group that's going to barely go 5,000 or maybe even 4,000 in a practice at one end of the pool, and I may have a group that's going to push close to 10,000 at the other end of the pool. And so really which group you're in just depends on who you are, what you need, and what we think is going to work the best for you. We do have 2 strength and conditioning coaches that work with our team, and they're wonderful. We have a 3,000 square foot varsity weight room in this building. And so strength and conditioning is part of everybody's individual plan, but it is also a bit individualized. How much time we invest in the weight room, what sort of strength conditioning program we're in, is part of your plan. And so you have some ownership into that, and I have some input as well, and that's part of what we're trying to accomplish when we look at the training program. Yes, our men's and women's team trains together, and they really enjoy training together. It's again a very, very close group, and they're very supportive, and I think that the women add a lot to the men's training environment and vice versa. And one of the best things that I think that happened to our program was when they combined our national meet, because our team really is very invested in each other. And so at the end of the year when we were separate, I think they really missed sharing championships with each other. And so now that we're together, it's just one big group at nationals, and I think it adds to that overall environment. I do occasionally separate them by gender, just for variety. I like variety as a coach, and I think they enjoy it as well. And sometimes we'll separate them in the weight room, just because I think the guys' atmosphere in there is different than the women's atmosphere. And so with some groups, we'll separate them in the weight room just to really support that environment. For us, I think there's a lot of factors that go into whether a recruit is a good fit for us, and our funnel narrows pretty quickly once we start looking at the academic fit and the swimming fit, and there's a number of factors that have to line up. We really like high school swimmers because they really, I think in a high school environment there's more of a team environment. They're working towards something that's greater than just themselves in their own times. And so when they've had a good experience with that, I think they really recognize the power of that. And so we gravitate towards kids from successful high school programs, because this is one of the perks, I think, of being an Emory swimmer and an Emory diver, is that you can work towards a national championship and you can be part of something like that. And I think that high school swimmers get that at a level that maybe just a club swimmer doesn't quite understand, at least in the average club. And I think a lot of times club swimmers are like the team environment here and like working towards a national championship in theory, but they don't have as much practical experience with it as a high school swimmer. So I think there's some real merits to having that high school experience. Well, I think for us, it's a real commitment to balancing the aspects of their life here and really beginning to understand who they are as swimmers. And I think that's a process as they go through this. This is less of an environment where I dictate what they do and spell the consequences if they don't do it, and more of an environment where we're constantly working together and collaborating and really trying to maximize what's possible here, both in the pool and the classroom. So I think that for our swimmers, what really separates the great ones are the ones who begin to understand what they need and can help communicate that to us as coaches, and we learn that together, and they're really good at implementing that. I think it's also for them balancing their time and structuring their time. It's difficult. We can do everything right in the water, but if they're not sleeping and they're stressed and they're not eating well, everything's going to unravel. So I think the ones who are really successful here, they are very good at the big picture, and they really get the big picture, and they're really good at managing their life as well as managing themselves as students and athletes. So that's really what we're looking for, those kids who are really excited about what's possible. And it's a growing and developing process here, because our reality is without scholarships they have to get better for us to be successful. And so I think what we've done really well is to develop kids and help them achieve something that maybe they didn't even think was possible when they first came in, and they definitely play a big role in that. I think our staff really bends over backwards to try to support the students that we have, and I think that we are always willing to go the extra mile to help them both in the water and to help them develop as people and as students here. So I think that's part of it. I think again it's an environment where we're all working together towards something that we're excited about as a team, and the coaching staff is part of the team here, and so I think there's a lot that goes into the success here, and part of it is that, again, that community, and we're certainly part of that community, and we but I don't think it's an environment where we're at the top and the swimmers are at the bottom. I think it's something where we're all working together to try to make the most of this experience for everybody.
Well, it's that time for our Friends Unlimited Swimmers and Divers of the Week. A very, very tough process to narrow it down to just 4 athletes, but we think we have some great candidates. Take a look.
I'm Caroline Price, and I go to Johns Creek High School.
Cody Rule, Alfred High School.
I'm Chase Barron, and I go to Centennial High School.
I'm Caitlin Kitchens, and I swim for Johns Creek High School.
My goals for the rest of the season are going to be definitely just swim a lot faster and try and break as many records as possible and swim fast.
For the rest of the season, I would like to go to state, and last year I placed 9th, and I would just like to do better than I did last year.
I'm aiming to do better at state than I did last year. I placed 9th last year, and I'm hoping to get in the top 5 maybe.
Definitely one of my goals would be to break 50 in the 100 free. That's been one of my goals for a while. And then also for our girls relay team to place this year at state.
I think our team can get a lot faster, definitely work on just the small details, underwaters, flip turns, the starts, definitely get a lot faster.
The Johns Creek Swim and Dive team is doing really well this season, and we hope to be placed really well at state as well.
They're doing pretty good. We have a lot of young swimmers, and we're hoping to do a lot better. We're hoping to do really well.
This season we've been doing pretty good. At North Fulton County Championships, the girls placed first, so that was really exciting. And then at state this year, I think we're definitely going to place in the top 3, and I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you, Sunday Swim Show, for naming me Swimmer of the Week.
Thank you, Sunday Swim Show, for naming me Diver of the Week.
Thank you, Sunday Swim Show, for naming me Diver of the Week.
Thank you, Sunday Swim Show, for naming me Swimmer of the Week.
With about 4 weeks away to the state championship, we're happy to announce that Atlanta Sports Memories will return again this year as the official videographer of the meet. They will be there to provide shots from every angle, including under the water, so you can take home a precious memory from the meet, build your college recruiting film library, and anything you need to further your swimming career. Make sure you go to atlantasportsmemories.com to sign up now and secure your slot. Spaces are limited, so sign up today.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Sunday Swim Show. We're so glad that you joined us. Make sure tune in January 27th. We'll be 2 weeks away from state. Amazing that we're already there. We will wrap up our county championships, let you know who the champions are, and we have an amazing interview with Neil Harper, head coach from Florida State. A really fun guy. Make sure that you tune in for that one. You won't want to miss that. Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of the Sunday Swim Show. For Matt Murphy, I'm Kevin Cargill. We'll see you next time.